May I please have Shawn Henderson to the stage. Shawn is Master Sergeant Douglas Rustan's husband and will be sharing their story.
Good afternoon, everybody. Definitely want to thank Scott and Charger and the LGBT Fallen Heroes Fund for putting this on and for being so dedicated to honoring all of our fallen heroes. Thank you very much for having us. Thank you all for being here. I feel like I know all of you all now, almost, because we are family. We're all one big, happy family. And we share now, sadly, in grief of losing somebody. Doug would say that he didn't deserve this honor, that he very much loved his fellow soldiers that were killed next to him in Iraq. He suffered with PTSD from that. And he would say that he was not worthy to be honored like this. But as we've said already, all of these heroes deserve the honor. Even in a post-don't ask, don't tell military, Doug could not be totally out. Retired Master Sergeant Douglas Allen Rustan was born on July 19th, 1964 in Spencer, Iowa. He graduated from Ayrshire High School in '82 and in '86 from Minnesota State University, where he had a Bachelor's of Science degree in finance. Doug joined the Air Force in 1989 as a cryptologic language analyst and retired in 2006. As a highly decorated Master Sergeant with multiple combat awards, including the Air Force Combat Action Medal and the Bronze Star for his heroic and meritorious conduct in Iraq as a weapons intelligence analyst. I'm going to get through this. I met Doug in 2004. Long story, I'll cut it short. I was dating his neighbor across the hall. His neighbor introduced us. And we hit it off. But we hit it off personality-wise. We were great friends. I was seeing this guy, Doug was seeing another guy. Didn't work out with me and that guy. Didn't work out with Doug and this other guy. To make a long story short, called him up one day. I'm like, hey, do you want to go have drinks? He's like, sure. And the rest, as they say, is history. If you want to hear the whole story, see me afterwards. We got engaged on our 10-year anniversary, and I told him, I'm like, yeah, you probably should come out to your parents and your family because we're getting married next year. They probably knew, though. I mean, 50-year-old man, single, having a roommate. Okay. He was so scared when he went home that year. He finally told his family that he's gay and that he and I were getting married. And now I am blessed to be part of his amazing family, whom he loves so much, and they are here today. Most of them. I honestly had never met anyone like Doug in my life. He made people around him grow as a person. He was not your typical gay man. He loved sports. Didn't usually care what he was wearing or what other people thought about him. Was handy, but usually preferred just to pay someone to do the work. He enjoyed the finer things in life, but he was still very frugal about most things. Just not vodka, because life is too short for a bad cocktail. He was able to strike up a conversation with absolutely anyone that came around him. He would find a place to sit, regardless of being in a bar or a house party, and he would hold court. And anyone who met him will never forget his laugh. He taught me to be a better human being, both to myself and to others. He was, and still is, my absolute everything. Doug passed away in his sleep on Saturday, November 20th, 2021. We'd gone out the night before with Karen, who was visiting us at our home in St. Croix. Doug fell when we got home, relatively normal, because Doug down. He wasn't hurt, though. Didn't hit his head or anything. Nothing was bleeding, and most importantly, he didn't spill his drink. He went to bed, he woke up briefly that morning, went back to sleep, and just didn't wake up again. Doug's father had just passed away in July of last year, and his dad's death was very hard for him. If you're a person of faith, then you know that they are together again. I know there are other family members here who, like me, have days where you think they're just overseas or on a duty call if you're police or fire, and they just can't call you right now. They can't answer your call. But they'll call soon, or they'll be home soon. When you're having a rough day and all you want to do is hear their voice that always calmed and comforted you. There are moments I turn to make a comment while watching Real Housewives or Below Deck, and he isn't there. But then I sense a presence. I see a hummingbird. I notice the dogs suddenly sit and stare and whimper at nothing, and I know that he's still here. I've learned not to let anyone tell me how to grieve. I've learned to answer the question, how are you doing, or how are you holding up, honestly and in that moment. Because as survivors, other survivors out there, you know, there are good days and there are bad days. There are great moments and really, really bad moments. I've learned not to feel guilty for enjoying the good times in life because Doug lived his life to its fullest, and he would want me and us to do the same. So I bring his spirit with me into that moment, sometimes literally. And most importantly, I let Doug guide me in the tough times as I close my eyes and I can hear him say, only because we're going live, screw it, let's go out and have a drink.
Thank you, Shawn. Joining Shawn with us today is Doug's mother, Rosemary, brothers David and Richard, cousin Erica, many other members of the Rustan family, as you can see behind you. They're all here.